This is the Precinct 3 Justice of the Peace, E.D. Connolly. Here's what's missing. Number one, Judge Metz does not send collection letters consistently from his JP court within the 30 days of adjudication in violation of the Texas Administrative Code. Number two, Metz does not have a caller from the court who consistently calls within 30 days of adjudication. Number three, Judge Metz basically uses Omnibase as the sole real collection system, while the 30% we pay to Graves Humphrey Stahl gives us nothing. In fact, if you look at the improvement, which was very slight in JP4 from 2016 to 2017, that improvement is actually the same percentage improvement as Omnibase collections across the entire state of Texas during that same 2-year time period. The problem with the collection system in JP4 is that it depends upon the use of warrants. Graves Humphrey Stahl does one thing. They send out a collection letter, and then the second thing they do is receive a 30% free fee from Montgomery County. What's interesting about those slight improvements is that they really do not reflect at all anything in terms of efficiency or improvement in Justice of the Peace Precinct 4. Judge Metz has bragged that he's responsible for the use of Graves Humphrey Stahl and net data in 4 of the 5 JP courts. If that's the case, then Judge Metz is responsible for the county losing over $885,000 a year in collection. This corruption has got to stop. I congratulate Judge Metz on receiving the Golden Hammer Award.
Me too. I'll build some more time with it.
Okay. Item 11, Justice of the Peace Precinct 4. We have a presentation to court and state justice court. Judge.
I've been over here about 15 years now, and I don't come over here often, as you well know. But one thing you're going to have to realize, and I think that you'll agree, I've always been truthful with you gentlemen. I've never misled you in any way. Never asked for anything that I didn't need. We're going to present a program here to you today that will do away with some of the lies that you just heard and give you the truth about the truth collection number, which we've netted Montgomery County over $6 million in less than 36 months. The program didn't cost a penny to the taxpayers of Montgomery County. And I'll let Dallas with GHS and Brian, if you have some stuff that you would like to add, we'd like to present this program with you and appreciate your patience and indulgence for a few minutes. And maybe you can clarify some things. All right? Do you have something you want to take that over with that?
I'm ready. You ready?
All right, go ahead.
You got anything to add, Brian?
No. I'll have a seat if you need some.
Good morning.
Thank you.
My name is Dallas Osborne. I'm with Net Data and GHS. Glad to be here and thank you guys for the opportunity to present the court. Judge Doyle, Commissioners, if it's okay, I'd like to back up just a bit, update the court on Net Data and GHS, kind of who we are, what we offer, kind of how we got to this point in Montgomery County. Can certainly run through some collection numbers as well, okay? Net Data is a software company, been in business since 1983. We have applications for every office in the county. We have installations in over 90 counties across the state. By far, our most successful and widely deployed program is our Justice of the Peace case management program. Over 220 courts utilize this program across the state of Texas. A big reason for our growth in the last 10 years was the inception of GHS. GHS is a sister company to Net Data, and what GHS does is delinquent court fines and fees. We saw a need in 2006 to integrate court software with collection vendors. At that time, most courts had a software program and had a collection vendor. Well, those systems didn't talk to each other, so there was a bunch of inefficiencies. Here in Montgomery County, you had an internal collections department and an internal software application. So those are not cheap enterprises. They're both expensive to run. Maintaining and programming a software program, maintaining and running a collection department costs the taxpayers in Montgomery County a lot of money. So what Net Data and GHS does is it integrates your software and your collections. In 2013, we were approved by this court on the GHS side to do delinquent court fines and fees and software for your courts. Summer of 2014, we began the data conversion and installation of the software for the 4 courts that utilize Net Data and GHS, so that by January of 2015, the 4 courts that utilize Net Data and GHS were up and running. So That's kind of the background of how we got here in Montgomery County. So January of 2015 is really when we had all 4 courts up and going. GHS. Again, what does GHS do? It integrates your software in your courts with the collection efforts. And I'll give you a for instance. If I was to get a speeding ticket in Montgomery County, which oddly enough hasn't happened yet, there's an appearance date on that citation, okay? 15 days after the appearance date, I'm going to get a courtesy notice mailed to me. Previous to net data GHS, your internal collections department or your justice courts were having to manually process courtesy notices. Under GHS, we automate the courtesy notices and we do it for the court. Saves the county a bunch of time, money, stamp, envelope, most importantly, a clerk's time.
At any cost to the
At no cost to the county. Keep in mind, Judge Doyle, commissioners, that case is not delinquent yet. So that defendant turns around and pays that citation, as a delinquent lender, I've made no money. It's something we do. It's going to decrease the cost to the court, to the county. It's going to save your clerks a bunch of time, and it will impact your current collection rate. Now, Dallas Osborne, I still don't pay my citation. It's now 61 days after the appearance date. Now, by statute, that case is delinquent. We picked that case up on the 61st day, so clerks didn't have to send us a file. We file the case to Omni on behalf of your courts. We also release the case from Omni when the case is paid. So what Omni does is it puts a hold on that Texas driver's license. So that defendant cannot go renew their license until they clear their case up in Montgomery County. So we automate, we do courtesy our Omni filings for your courts. Again, previous to that data GHS, county staff was having to do that. If it's an out-of-state violator, there's a program called the NRVC, the Non-Resident Violator Compact. What that does, 44 states and the District of Columbia participate in that. We initiate that process as well. It puts a hold on that defendant's license in their home state until they clear their case up in Montgomery County. We also release it from NRVC. We do the DPS warrant roundup, which is actually going to start in about 2 weeks. Obviously, phone calls, mailers, all of these services are handled by our staff in Sulphur Springs without, again, your clerks here in Montgomery County ever having to send us any information. So those are kind of the promises that we do under net data and GHS. We've integrated those services. Again, the promises, courtesy notices go out, NRVCs for your out-of-state violators, Omni transmission that puts a hold on that Texas DL, delinquent mailers, phone campaigns. It's a daily electronic transfer of information. The goal, obviously, decrease quick case backlog, increase delinquent revenue, and increase collection rate. That's the goal. Give you a quick snap of what we've done as far as the activity since, again, January 2015 through October 2017. We keep tabs on all these services. How many delinquent letters we've mailed, how many phone calls we've made, NRVCs for those non-residents, 1,179 of those. 28,000 courtesy notices have been sent on behalf of Montgomery County. We've referred 38,804 cases to Omni. We've done 215,644 skip traces, trying to find better address information, better contact information for those defendants. Overall, delinquent cases cleared, 23,016 delinquent cases cleared in less than 3 years. What does that mean overall? Total delinquent revenue collected, this is hard dollars to Montgomery County, $6.4 million has been collected in just delinquent revenue since January of 2015 for your courts, through net data and GHS. $6.4 million. Additionally, $3.1 million in non-monetary dispositions, time served, case dismissed, community service, fees waived. $3.1 million additional in collections on non-monetary dispositions. Total delinquent cleared, $9.6 million in monetary and non-monetary from January of 2015 through November of 2017. Very telling numbers. Another way to gauge our success, under net data GHS, your courts have filed 102,576 cases since January of 2015. Your net data GHS courts here in Montgomery County have disposed 117,190 cases. Your justice courts utilizing net data and GHS have disposed 14,614 more cases than they've added. That does not happen by accident. It's because the clerks and the justice courts here in Montgomery County use this system and use it well. So they've disposed more cases than they filed. That'll give you a breakdown of the courts. In that time frame, how many have added, how many have disposed. Judge Mack's court, they disposed 3,500 more cases than they've added. Judge Spike's court, 1,700 more cases than they've added. We do not have Precinct 3. Precinct 4, Judge Metz's court, they've disposed 9,700 more cases than they've added. Precinct 5, Judge Madison's court, they were the last one to go online, so they missed the warrant roundup. I'm very confident in a year or two their numbers will match the other courts. But what you're seeing is disposition rates exceeding filings, which is very rare, especially in the delinquent world. We did a full data conversion when we brought your courts on. When we inherited the account, 137,154 cases were outstanding in your justice courts. As of November 2017, that number has decreased down to 117,149. 20,005 fewer cases outstanding now than there were when we got the account. Keep in mind, that top number, that 137,154, that number was growing every year. We've been able to stop that growth and start slowly chipping away at those older cases.
Dallas, can you go back to the previous slide?
Well, you're asking a lot. Let me see here. There we go.
So, cases added, this is for this 2-year time period, year and a half?
Yes, January 2015 to
October 17.
Yes, sir.
And so, these are new citations, either tickets that are issued, somebody's trying to file a lawsuit against them, there's some...
This is all criminal. These are criminal filings, not civil. This is from the OCA database. These aren't my numbers, these are OCA numbers. So, Commissioner Noack, yeah, these are cases added, basically filings, DPS, sheriff deputies, constable deputies. So adding cases and then disposing the cases at the second
Is it, and I'm just asking, is it typical to see, for example, Precinct 3 having, almost 70,000 cases filed?
It's a busy court.
I mean, that's 2 or 3 times more than the rest.
It's a busy court.
Consideration for adding new courts.
Okay. That just jumped out at me, that number. I know you don't represent them, but...
Yeah, the filings in Judge Conley's court, she's the busiest precinct in the county. It looks like a pretty good.
One of the busiest in the state,
Yes.
if you look statewide.
A lot of cases. Thank you.
Sure. So again, fewer cases outstanding. The summary of the collection stuff. 6.4 million delinquent revenue collected, 9.6 in total delinquent cleared, 14,614 more cases disposed and filed, 20,005 fewer cases outstanding since GHS. Keep in mind, Commissioners, Judge Doyle, the initial cost of this software program to Montgomery County, $0. Cost to Montgomery County for your GHS services, including courtesy notices, omni filing, warrant notices, all those services we do that your collection department previously did, cost to Montgomery County for all of that, $0. Give you an idea of the breakdown of cost savings. For a county your size, I typically license our software per precinct, $250,000 per court. There's an Internet Records Access application, gives defendants the ability to go online, view, and pay their citations online. That's $25,000 per court. We have a program called iTicket that auto-files DPS citations, so clerks don't have to manually enter Class Cs. That's $20,000 per court per year. Software maintenance and support, an ongoing $50,000 per year per court. Keep in mind, we trained your folks, I did the data conversion, we installed encryption hardware, all at our cost. That's about $160,500. Overall cost savings to Montgomery County and license fees that we waived under the GHS collection agreement, $2.1 million is what the taxpayers were saved by these 4 justice courts coming on board with that data. And they've got a superior software program, and I think your courts here are like that. So the county has saved a bunch of money. In addition, we've brought in a ton of revenue on the back end. In summary, Judge Mack, Judge Spikes, Judge Masden, Judge Metz, their clerks have done a tremendous job. I'm up here bragging about net data and GHS and what we do. Really what I'm doing is I'm bragging about your justice courts and their clerks. All we are the tools those folks are using to get these results. Brian Stanley and his staff over in East County, Brandy and Kim up in Judge Mack's court, Anna and Juanita in Judge Spike's court, Evelyn over in Magnolia and her crew. Those folks are absolute professionals. They understand the system and they use the system very well. I think you see the results speak for themselves. The Commissioner's Court in the fall of 2013 made a great decision in choosing net data and GHS. Literally saved the county $2.1 million in software fees, and we brought in $6.4 million in delinquent collection revenue in that time frame. So we've saved millions of dollars, dramatically improved your collection rates. It's been a home run for pretty much every party involved.
I heard a while ago about how much money the county pays in that data. Could you explain
Yes,
that?
so the way that works, Judge, that's a great question. By statute, when a case goes delinquent, 61 days or later after the appearance date, a 30% fee gets added onto that case. And we treat that just like a court cost in our software. That's paid by the defendant. It's not paid by Montgomery County, okay? That defendant, just like when you're late with turning in a library book, there's a fee to your librarian for that fee. It's the same way on the delinquent side. The defendant pays that 30%. So if you see a bill to GHS at the end of the month for an invoice, what that is the county has basically captured our court cost, our PC 30 fee, our 30%. We send an invoice and they mail us that money back. So that's money paid by the.
It doesn't come out of the actual fee that we have in there.
Yeah, county still collects 100%.
That's just pass-through.
Yeah.
That's not a lowering of fine amount. That doesn't come out of the fine amount. The county still gets 100% of all the money that it was entitled to collect per statute. That additional fee, the courts just collect, and then it's a pass-through.
If they're on a payment plan, or they only pay a portion of that, who gets paid first, the county or GHS?
Oddly enough, like the state gets paid first.
The state gets paid first. By statute, the collection fee is a part of the state fees. So the percentage, if we're on a payment plan and they're only paying a small percentage of that, that's a prorated amount based on the total amount of dollars that are collected.
Yeah, we don't get paid first. So, and again, that's a percentage fee paid by the defendant, not by Montgomery County.
You say across the county limits.
Correct. Oddly enough, there is one cost that the county has incurred. Last year, your courts that utilize NetData and GHS added imaging software. They decided to start scanning citations. So there's a $5,000 per year fee to use that imaging product per court. That's the only cost you've seen. That's a pass-through. We have a business partner on the imaging side. That's the only cost you've seen from NetData GHS is that imaging maintenance and support fee.
And you all have approved the use of the technology fund for those fees. That technology fund is a fee-funded program that is not paid by taxpayer dollars, but comes out of court's collection that is put in a separate account that funds that technology fund.
Well, does Judge Conley's court add a fee for delinquent charges?
It's been a little while since I reviewed that statute, but I believe that we're not allowed to add the fee if we do the collections in-house. It's only if you retain a service outside of the county.
We couldn't even add a fee to pay for our collection.
I believe that's correct.
That is correct. Yeah, if it's an internal collections department, you cannot charge a fee. If you outsource it to a third-party vendor, that's how they get paid. So,
Thank you.
any other questions for me, Judge? Commissioners?
Thank you.
Good presentation.
You know how hard that I worked to get this to come about. And I want to thank you, Judge Dahl, and you, Commissioner Metter. You were the two that would listen a little bit before when we tried to get this on board. And Mr. Yollucks and others want us to switch over to Tyler Technologies. And you know how I feel about that after all the research I've done. This is a little problem that Tangy County is having right now with Tyler Technologies. Same thing we've been saying all along. Go Google Tyler Technologies fraud. See what you come up with. All the lawsuits they're involved in, securities and exchange problems. And I got to commend you, Commissioner Nowak, because it's about 2 years ago that I want to commend you for focusing on and trying to save the taxpayers' money. You deserve it. The Bible says, do not withhold good from where it's due, and you deserve it, sir, because about 2 years ago, you noted that we were over $1 million in cost overruns with Tyler Technologies at that time. And I appreciate your stance on that and looking into that. This is a good program, gentlemen. It's worked very well for Montgomery County. These are true numbers here. Check it with the Office of Court Administration. I hadn't asked you for anything, any of this money, or anything else, just simply to try to do what's right for the people of Precinct 4 and the people of Montgomery County. And you can see that this program is netted about $6 million, way far above what I told you it would do. I remember calling you, Judge Dahl, to tell you I had about a $500,000 check over here for you. Where do you want to do it? Remember that? Joking with you, son? It's been far better than that. Many counties use NetData GHS, and there are little or no complaints from them. So I appreciate your time here today. And on a note to you, Mr. Yollucks, we have a little deal over at Splendor called the Founders Day. We celebrate the founding of Splendor about every year. And in my understanding, they're going to bring back a liar contest this year. I'd like to invite you to come over and participate in that. Because my money's on you, brother. You're going to take first. So don't be afraid to come on over to Splendor and have some fun with us. We look forward to seeing you there.